Hitam Sukham Dukham Ayustasya Hitahitam Manam cha tach yatroktam Ayurveda sa uchyate. A big hello and welcome to another informative episode of Between the Lines, where we bring to you experts and leaders in various fields and take you deeper into their work and beyond. The verse I read means Ayurveda is the science of good and the bad, the happy and the unhappy, and the measurement of the same. The pandemic has seen all of us drinking kadhas, eating home cooked food, practicing swaskriyas. That's to the least. Honey, ginger, black pepper, tulsi leaves, ajwain syrups was something that was part of our mothers and grandmothers advising a quick remedy to sore throats, cold, upset stomach. Today, COVID has made us aware of importance of this and lot more that needs to form part of our day-to-day lives. Ayurveda has already been some part of our lives for generations and it's reinforcing its importance in our lives today. We have with us Dr. Gangadharan, a leading expert in the field who has been a champion of science that Ayurveda is for over 35 years. He works closely with think tanks across the globe to find ways to improve our healthcare system. Dr. Gangadharan is the recipient of the prestigious Ashoka Innovators of the Public Fellowships and the author of Ayurveda, the true way to restore your health and happiness. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Gangadharan, who begins his book by stating that this is not seeking to defend the science that is Ayurveda. Hello, Dr. Gangadharan.
Namaskar. Hello. Namaskar.
Sir, while you aren't trying to defend, but how is a science as rich as Ayurveda? Why has it and how has it reached a point where it needs to be defended?
I have wrote in my book that it is actually defending is not needed. We want champions. Actually, it has to be promoted further because we are not doing justice to the science which has existed and flourished and helping the society for like 5,000 years. We don't need defenders. Its history itself is defending its worth. What we need is we have to take it globally. We have to make it a global act because there are 7.5 billion people are there who need better health, better healthcare. So Ayurveda can contribute to that. So I have been telling we need more people to champion it, take it as ambassadors of Ayurveda, reach the people through the work and explore for more of Ayurveda. So now what we have, Ayurveda is only tip of the iceberg. We are not fully explored according to me. So we need more champion. Defending is that when you are thinking that there is something wrong with you or something is there, they kind of defend ourselves. But champion is I am strong, but I can contribute. Let me reach to more people. It would not be a niche place in India alone because it's a sleeping giant. That's what I say. Not only that, in Ayurveda is like yoga, is a civilizational gift given by India to the globe. So we should take it in that spirit. So there are a lot of things that Ayurveda can contribute, especially in the area of public health, primary health care, home remedies, better food habits, eating right kind of. All these things areas, Ayurveda is not merely a treatment or healing science. It's a whole science of life. That's what I meant by championing it rather than defending it.
Well, then starting with well-being. Today it's become very fashionable to say, listen to your body. And that is something that Ayurveda always had it at its core, of the scientific research in the form of doshas or faults or defects that form, the core of Ayurveda, which were, I think, broadly classified into Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. How are these doshas triggered in a human body?
Doshas are there are two kinds of existence of dosha in the body. One is the prakriti, one is vikriti. Prakriti is that situation where we call dosha as dhatu. That means it is a health promoting tissue. That is three governing factors which controls everything in the human system. So Tridoshas, as it is known in the Ayurvedic parlance, Vada is a principle of movement, Pitta is the principle of change, and Kapha is the principle of cohesion or mass. So when Vada, Pitta, and Kapha, which actually becomes the basic prakriti of the person at the time of zygote formation, when the sperm fertilizes with the ovum, that when the fetus is formed in the plant, inside the plant, the uterus, that prakriti forms. So you get a person who will be taking birth after 9 months or 10 months with the prakriti of Vada, Pitta, and Kapha. Any of this or combination Vada, Pitta, Vada, Kapha. So this is the dosha prakriti.
Wow.
But as you have been telling, this dosha can be a real dosha. Dosha means which can vitiate. That is a vikriti. So any disease, if it happens, that means there is the balance which has been maintained by the body between Vada, Pitta, and Kapha. That get lost. Then we get a dosha vikriti. So any disease, whether it is infectious disease like tuberculosis, or it's a viral infection like our pandemic, or a simple fever, or an accident happening, and there is an external injury, trauma. After that also dosha get imbalanced. So everything happen either by internal factors or external factors, or a weather change. When you change the Ritu Sandhi from hot season to rainy season, and then there are changes, environment changes, that also body reacts. So all the diseases, all the well-being of the body is depending upon the balance of the dosha. Even though this is told by Ayurveda 5,000 years back, if you study the history of modern biomedical science, in 18th century end, 18th century, there was one Dr. Claude Bernard. He is the father of experimental physiology. He's a French scientist. He also coined a word, this internal environment, milieu interior. After that, he told that all the diseases in the body occurs because body loses its balance, internal balance. So that milieu interior maintaining is our main motto. So Vada, Pitta, Kapha is the basis of all your well-being. So well-being happen means you have to make sure that this Vada, Pitta, Kapha are in a state of equilibrium. So body is in a state of dynamic equilibrium. Equilibrium is not static, it's keep on changing. The morning dosha is different from evening dosha. After lunch dosha changes. So every moment it is changing, and body is correcting itself. Right. When body is not able to correct, disease occurs.
Since you mentioned the pandemic, COVID times have made us also very aware of our immunities. People are onto these quick fixes for boosting their immunity. What are your thoughts on this, and how does one achieve a strong immune system? I mean, is it right, as you mentioned, right from the point that you come into the womb of your mother, or and all us middle-aged ones have missed the bus, or how does one achieve a strong immunity throughout life?
Yes, see, there is an innate immunity which we get out during our birth itself. It's the eugenics. Eugenics is a concept Ayurveda cherishes. Even before the fetus form, from mother, from father, from environment, everything you imbibe something. That's how we form. So if the father is well nourished, is healthy, the sperm out of that father, and a healthy womb, and healthy ovum, and healthy nourishment through 9 months, these four factors actually makes that the strong genetic base of the baby with a good immunity. In case if there is a problem, then we can build up our immunity. And the Ayurveda sees a kind of measures from the day one of the birth of the child, from when it comes out, the day one, Ayurveda prescribe that certain very simple herbal-based prescriptions, including food and how to be given. So after 6 months, when the mother is the child is fed by mother's milk alone, there is something to be given. So we can, day one onwards, we can work on the immunity. It's not giving one shot by vaccination and developing a immunity specific organism, but this is for complete comprehensive immunity. So body build up. That's why some people don't get, even though you get exposed to this kind of microorganisms. So immunity is built up by one of the Ayurveda method. We call it as Prakara Yogam. Prakara Yogam is a method told in Ayurvedic classics how a child should be grown up to the age of 12.
Okay.
Up to the age of 12, we consider as it's a pediatric age. After 12 only, when the boy gets or girl gets into the teenage, 13th onwards, they get into other category. So after 12 age, there is certain things taught in Ayurveda to be given to the children to increase this immunity, and she will be completely protected from all kind of diseases. That's why it is known as Prakara Yoga. Prakara means, in Sanskrit, means a wall. So Prakara Yoga means we are creating a wall around the child so that no other thing can attack or invade the body. That's why Prakara Yoga. This is one measure. Second measure is Dinacharya, daily routine. Ayurveda says about when to get up, when to eat, when to take bath, how. And the Ritujacharya, when the sixth season changes, how should you change your dressing pattern, food pattern, your physical exercise pattern? Everything has to be corrected according to change.
True.
These two things. Third area is Rasayana. There is highly potent nutritional food supplements stored in Ayurveda by the name Rasayanas. So if you have got Prakara Yoga, Dinacharya, Ritujacharya, and nutritional supplement like Rasayana, make a very comprehensive thing, and you make a perfectly great life. And Ayurveda guarantees Sadam Jivama Sharada. You will guarantee you will live for 100 to see an autumn of 100 years.
Wow.
That's what Ayurveda guarantee if you follow this.
It's fascinating. In fact, so much of it, it is so unknown to not many people. What caught my interest in the books was the several food myths that you've busted and that you also just mentioned in the previous uh, answer. That right from the myth that being vegan is healthy and non-vegetarianism is unhealthy. Do let our viewers know a little more about this, about your food habits and the myths that we have.
There is a very kind of a false belief in the people that non-vegetarian is a bad, as you told, or vegan is the best way. These are extremes. I don't say, Ayurveda say that sarva dharmeshu madhyama. Take the middle path. Don't go to extreme. For example, certain kind of people, Ayurveda advises non-vegetarian. So certain kind of people, and especially who are labor or intensive people, who are lot of physical work oriented people, who are working very hard on the daytime, sweating too much, and they put lot of energy they spend during the day. They need a good non-vegetarian dish. Ayurveda say that food has got two levels of absorption. One is gross absorption of the body tissues. Second is subtle absorption of the part of the psyche, mind. Sukshma becomes the mind. So if you are very keen to evolve spiritually, if you want to travel internally to spiritual thing, better avoid non-vegetarian food. If you want to be in the mundane world and have the phenomenal world, you want to have the normal life, and you are genetically born to eat non-vegetarian food and you are used to eat, you can take it in a moderate fashion, but the right kind of meat, right kind of cooking, right kind of quantity, right kind of processing. These are advised. And Ayurveda gives for everything equal thing of vegetarian base also. But Ayurveda say that vegetarian food is in a way good because it is more easily digestible and tissues can easily absorb it also. But vegan is extremism. If you mean that if you don't take milk product, honey, anything with animal, there is no commonsensical reasoning for that. I'll give you an example. The ordinary cow's milk, which we are all drink, based on the vegan principle, if you don't take that milk and leave the cow alone, if the calf only drinks, within 3 days, I'll guarantee you the calf will die out of diarrhea. Calf cannot digest the all milk being produced by mother cow because that calf doesn't need that much. So it is thousands of years of tradition of all the traditional communities have been taking milk, have been feeding cow. So there is no kind of doing any cruelty to any animal. That concept is completely false. That is only a sociological point of view I'm talking. From nutritional point of view, milk is one of the most suitable substance for human body. It can easily digest, it can give to all the micronutrient, it can build up tissues. Even the newborn child, after some time, you can give milk, ghee, which is made out of milk. And ghee is stored in Ayurveda as a longevity. Girdam ayuruchade. Ghee is the only substance stored in Ayurveda which is equated with a long life. So if you want to 100 years of life, which is guaranteed by our genetic makeup, you can live 100 years if you consume ghee every day. And ghee is the one which is highly misunderstood. All these years we have been telling that ghee, cholesterol, etc.
Cholesterol
Which
increases.
is
Yeah.
baseless because if you take it the correct way.
Sir, another most common opinion about Ayurveda is that it's slow in curing or has a cumbersome treatment. Is that also a myth or is it true?
It's a myth because we don't know what Ayurveda is actually. So it depends upon you. See, for example, I have explained in my book also a condition like rheumatoid arthritis, which is an autoimmune condition. If you go to a rheumatologist, he will tell you clearly what is it, and you have to be hooked into medicine for lifelong. And there is no guarantee that it will completely cure you. Maybe you become crippled after some time. You can have another effect on your kidneys and all. This medicine which you have been taking itself will make issues with your first liver, then kidney. And most of the time, they tell them every 3 months to check your liver enzyme profile so that you know whether you stand. Whenever SGPT go, they have to stop it, change it, or so. So many people actually die out of liver dysfunction than the rheumatoid arthritis, many other cases. So the same case, if it is treated with Ayurveda, it may seems to be taking a little more time for pain reduction and other things. But once it is taken into consideration of the autoimmune mechanism is stopped reacting to the body, that body is cure. It may take lesser time than other things. But for example, if it is a running temperature, very simple fever, if you don't want to treat the root, you just pop in one paracetamol or $1.650, your temperature goes immediately. You think that you are cured, but it's not cured. It is keeping you away from high temperature for a period of 6 hours, 7 hours. The causative factor disappears by itself. You may not get net strike. So, whereas Ayurveda says that don't bring down a temperature, you take this kala this way so that it will slowly remove the ama in the body and bring down the fever forever. So, it will take a little more time. So, the perception, if you want or people are in a hurry, they want their headache to disappear immediately, you take a painkiller. So, pain relief is not cure. Pain relief is only a kind of a camouflaging that your condition. That's all it does. So I think the right kind of Ayurveda is as fast or faster than any other system. And it is with a very little side effect. When I say very little side effect, Ayurveda medicine also has to be used with a contextual understanding. It should be used on the context. You should not use any medicine at anyone. So self-medication, people think it is safe. It's not so. So some of the medicine has to be used under supervision. So it is not as slow as you are thinking, depending upon the country. For skin diseases, psoriasis, tell me which dermatologist can cure psoriasis. There is no cure. There also, if you take their medicine for some more time, your liver will get affected. Every 3 months, they will tell to check your liver. So even then it appears. That also is autoimmune condition. Whereas Ayurveda's treatment takes away it completely for a period of time. And I think what Ayurveda lack today is managing acute conditions. There is a limitation. I have told in my book, I don't say, and there is a very good scope for this system to come together and help the people. I don't think we should fight between systems. We should see that how these 2 systems, 3 systems together can help the person who is in need, who is in agony, who is in pain.
Sir, another very important point which runs through the book is also the fact about moderation, which means it will need us to discipline ourselves. And now we see, we have masses landing up in tourist spots without masks. Uh, what is your advice to, say, children and the young, and then the middle age group and the elderly when it comes to practicing moderation?
See, moderation is actually the art of living. Art of living, you have to be the sarvakaryashtu madhyama. So Ayurveda does not completely negate anything. Even poison is a medicine in some context. For example, cobra venom is used in Ayurveda to treat cataract. Such conditions, medicines are prepared. And if you take a very good thing for a long time, in large quantity, it can be harmful. So moderation is always beneficial. Moderation is taking the middle path. So according to your age, according to your occupation, according to the race, your race, according to you should find out what is the right thing for you. Keep that as your thing and take the middle path. Follow the body's language. Because in summer, we drink more water without your knowledge. And summer, your appetite goes down without your knowledge. The quantity you take in winter is double the quantity what you take in summer. You might not know if you are sensitive notice, because body says, don't give me more, I cannot digest. My agni is low. This is a very gross thing. There are subtle things within the body which tells about, I need to sleep. I need to take rest. Body asks for fasting. Body asks for kind of lassitude to be sitting in isolation. It's all body's need, which if you ignore it continuously, body will react. So many a time we say that way dinacharya is important. Mental strength, mental stability is important. And mind also plays a very important role. Ayurveda always says there is no disease which is purely physical. There is no disease which is purely mental. All diseases are to one way or other psychosomatic. Either some part of mind plays there in every disease of body. So moderation is the one thing which you should follow. For example, now the pandemic time, we know that the virus is roaming around. We don't know whether it is a droplet. We don't know whether it is through the air. Scientists are even today not sure whether it can pass through their double mask. We are not sure, but we are taking precaution based on the available data. So it is better to follow. Some people have done some hard work somewhere and giving you some advice to keep you out of the danger. So follow that. This is a mere commonsensical thing, and improve your immunity, because after all, what it counts is that whether your body can defend it. See, you and me breathe every day, lot of tubercle bacilli in your thing, but you and me not getting it because our body is able to manage it. So most of the fungal infection which are coming again, your body immunity only treating it. So all the idea is to improve your immunity. For immunity, I have given you that 4 steps. That is that the right kind of food, the dinacharya, the rudrajatya, and the rasayanas. And the prakara yoga, which I told you about, how to immunity is built up in the body by a methodological process.
On that note, would like to thank you, Dr. Gangadharan, for making time for us in your busy schedule. I do hope and pray that the science that you champion becomes important part of every human being's life, given the kind of onslaught of new viruses we are seeing and are forming part of the new age warfare. Thank you very much, sir, once again, sir. Thank you for your
Thank you
time. Bye-bye. Ayurveda is an ancient science that provides sound scientific framework of healthcare and ensures our mental, physical, and spiritual well-being, more than providing a curative prescription to illnesses.